Okay, I'm back. Hopefully... Hopefully I fixed it. We'll see. This is gonna be a giant pain in my ass now as well, because I'm gonna have to, like, edit everything together to upload the VOD onto YouTube, but anyway. I think... I think I'm back. I had to, like, reset the whole PC, because the whole thing just, like, froze up irreversibly. I don't know what caused that, but... you know. Also, like, the entire internet connection just got nuked for some reason, even when I... What the hell? Okay, so this is double weird. I'm just opening up Angel Loader, and Geller's Pride was still installed and not marked as complete, which I definitely uninstalled and marked it as complete. Business at Midnight, not installed at all. Weird. Really weird. Okay, well, oops, that's not what I meant to do. Let's see if I have a save. I do not. Amazing. Yeah, I don't know what caused that. I think all we can do is hope that it doesn't happen again. The weirdest possible solution would be, like, well, explanation is that there's something to do with this mission specifically that just nukes OBS, but I should not be bunny hopping right next to where the guards are. I just want to make up the time, though. Yeah, even when I did, like, a hard reset, booted everything back up. My file system changes didn't stick. That's not a good sign. Yeah, I know. I worry a little bit. But it's not going to matter in the very near future because... oh, wait. It was over here. Because I am going for the obligatory PC upgrade, like, very soon, because I have to. Before it was going to be, like, by October of next year, and now it's more like, there's the RAM crisis, so I guess I have to do the upgrading now before it gets worse. So whatever it is, probably, if it's a hardware problem, will probably be fixed soon-ish, I hope. Unless it's a problem with one of my drives for some reason, like, if it's the SSD that, like the boot drive that OBS is also installed on, that could be... I did grab the fountain loot, yeah. But yeah, that could be more of a problem. If that ends up being the case, especially because SSDs have now gone up in price too, because why not? Because everything has. I am so lucky that I had a random hardware issue that I had to get fixed like a few months ago, and I was like, hey, while you're in there, I'd like to expand my storage. Can you just, like, pop in another SSD? And they were like, yeah, sure. So, I got that taken care of before...
What I see there?
Before that particular price increase, but...
Must have been rats.
Problem. But anyway, that seems to be behind us for now, so... Hopefully I can now...
I heard something.
Finish my business at midnight. PC hasn't had an upgrade in like 8 years. Yeah, same, actually. And mine's, like, mostly fine. Is about when you get a second SSD for games. Yeah, that makes sense. I couldn't afford an SSD for anything other than like a boot drive at the time that I got this one built. So, oh, this is like the IC. That's the interrogation room. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait in here. I got 2 hard disk drives and an SSD at the time, and so I actually run most games off of the hard disk drives because they're bigger, even though they're not as fast, because the SSD is where all of the important files are and stuff, so running out of space on your big spinny disk, but that does everything you need. Doesn't play new games super well though. Yeah, that's understandable. That's kind of mostly where I'm at, except there are some new things that I'd like to play, and things are starting to be like, oh, you need Windows 11 to play this, and my oh shit.
Around there.
My my motherboard and CPU are too old for that, unfortunately, I have been told. So yeah, the only OS system that's gonna keep up with that is Linux, which I don't really want to mess around with if I don't have to, because even though I think I could probably get a handle on it, it feels like a lot of work. And I don't really like having to do a lot of work just to play games or whatever. Got a 250 gigabytes. Much cheaper, just installing games on, not a big deal if it fails a few years early. Yeah, that's fair. I've somehow managed to alert some dudes. That's gonna be a bit of an issue. Oh my god, I've alerted all of them actually.
What I see there.
They'll never find me in the sewer. It's too stinky. And same boat with Windows 10 to Linux. Probably gonna need to happen eventually. Yeah, I really don't like all of the shitty mandatory like AI features that Windows 11 seems to have from what I've seen. I was going to give it a pilot run on my laptop. Where you figure out a way to live without computers altogether. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna pilot it on my laptop because it kept pestering me for an upgrade, and I'm like, you know what? I don't really use this laptop for anything. This would be a relatively harmless way to see if this is the worst thing ever conceived. Except the OS installation failed somehow, and now it managed to like sort of fail-safe boot to Windows 10, and now it's kind of this weird half hybrid thing that I'm gonna have to deal with at some point, but I just haven't had the time or the inclination. So there it sits, awaiting my input, which I'll get back to someday, but like I don't really use it for anything ever, so. Ooh.
Hello?
I think,
Is someone there?
to be honest, I think there's too many of these guys for me to not KO at least a few of them. This is the place where I need to get the guy who has the key, well, there's a guy who has a key up here. Oh. Well, fuck me, I guess. Yeah.
Over.
I...
What was that noise?
Who... Okay, did you guys trigger the alarm already? This is what I want to know. It's this fucker that does it. Do you... Does he just run and do that no matter what I do? Maybe if I just wait. Maybe if I just wait until they stop freaking out, they won't trigger the alarm. If I just sit tight in the interrogation room. But, yeah, even when I do the actual upgrade, because there's also, originally I was like, okay, I'll do it sometime, like, next year. I'll just, like, save up a little bit, then I'll do it, then it'll be fine. And then I learned about the RAM shortage, like, a couple weeks ago, and I was like, huh, maybe I have to do it sooner. And then I learned recently as well that, NVIDIA, which I generally use, is cutting their GPU production by, like, 40% or something like that next year so that they can sell more shit to AI companies. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I guess I'm doing a PC upgrade. Great. But, honestly, I think that's going to take the form of basically replacing everything except for the storage drives and the case, hopefully. I'm really hoping to be able to still use the case because it has a disk drive, which I actually use. And most new cases don't have that, and I'd really rather not have to use an external one. If at all possible. Okay, I think I made it this time without
Thought I saw something.
screwing things up. But yeah, pretty much everything else is going to have to get replaced because a lot of it is unfortunately too old to run. I am sucking at this game tonight.
Who's there? Is someone there?
But yeah, it's like the last year or so I've noticed it's become, we're shifting from like, I can't run games except on low settings to like,
Something there.
I can't run games at all. So, that's gonna be a bit of an issue. Which is a shame, because I have a rig that has lasted a fair long time, but it's like, it's just... It's sort of all come up at once. Like, whoops. Didn't mean to eat that. It feels like only recently I was like, oh yeah, okay, I can just like run stuff on medium. And then now it's like, oh, wow, I can only run indie stuff that comes out now, which is fine mostly, because mostly what I play that's new is indie stuff, but anything that isn't, anything that is made with the catastrophically optimized Unreal 5, is kind of a no-go. Oh my god, who? 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 Absolutely not.
You're dead, pal.
Since you don't really have money to buy games, it's not going to come up that often. Yeah, that's fair. I don't usually either. I almost never buy things new. But, like, the things that are new, I'm going to want to play in, like, a year or two anyway, so I'd like to be prepared for when that happens. It was kind of funny the other day. I was, like, This has got to be this, right? Nope. No, this is the electrical room. Never mind.
Who's there? Is someone there?
A few days ago, I was having a bit of a bad time because there's been a bit of like another in a long list of personal medical crises has come up, and I'm like, you know what? I feel like shit. I'm gonna just do the PC upgrade because it'll bring some like one spark of joy into my life. And I was like telling a friend about this, and I was like, all right, Resident Evil 9, here I come. And then I look at the store page, and it was like $100 for the standard edition. And I'm like, no thanks, actually, never mind. Still gonna do the PC upgrade, but not playing that anytime soon. I hate how, well, I mean, inflation in general, but also, like, just major game publishers are extremely greedy. Like, I used to think $60 was too much for a game, and I still do. And now they're charging, like, upwards of $100 for just, like, standard editions. Not even, like, deluxe that comes with, like, a bunch of stuff. This is the guy who has the key to the electrical room. See, I am paying attention, kind of, in the background.
What's there?
Brother Pluvius, we are most pleased with your alarm system. Truly it is a marvel of mechanical engineering. Alas, we have a few problems that need to be brought to your attention. The alarm shutoff switch in the basement electrical room occasionally doesn't work properly. The courtyard floodlight generators, also in basement, sometimes randomly turn off, and the breakers, spelling, have to be reset by one of my men. Could you send one of your congregation by to take a look at these? Staff Sergeant Billings. Sergeant Billings, the boys and I don't like you getting rid of Randall this way. He's been a good guard and friend to all of us over the years. Heck, I remember when he used to toss the dice with you back when you first started here. We know his hearing isn't so good anymore, but why not put him down in the electrical room? No one can get down there, and he could be down there long enough to draw a pension in the next year. He's a good man and a fine guard. We all think he deserves better. Quince and the boys. Things to do. Install courtyard floodlight controls in basement. Tell Captain about watch overlap on Thursdays. Pick up bread for St. Crispin's Day pudding. Monthly alarm check, payroll adjustments, inspection at Reading Precinct. Tell Captain about plumbing concerns.
What?
Show yourself.
Oh my god, who?
Was something just there?
That's...
Hello? Anyone there?
That's not very nice guard placement. I go fast. There we go. Yeah, another mission that names Days After Saints to avoid the whole fictional calendar problem. Well, it could be a holiday, to be fair. That could be like a specific holiday that they have or something. Does this go anywhere? Yeah, it does actually. Nobody leave any money here? Shame. Oh, wait. Yeah, I have the key to the electrical room. Busy getting sidetracked here. I mean, I got the key to the evidence room already, which is nice, but, now, does this guy...
Thought I saw something.
Is he in fact deaf?
Nothing now.
I guess I'll never know. Anyway, this is floodlight Floodlight, 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 floodlight. That does something, I assume. Using the Gregorian calendar in FMs feels way wrong, but fictional weekday and month names always feel fake, yeah. That's the struggle. It's the same issue that you get when writing fantasy in general. Like, if you don't name your, like, calendar and your, there's gonna be a guy coming to fix this, isn't there? Which is, like, cool and all, but... Where is he? But yeah, if you... Oh, there he is. Shit.
That's it. You've had it.
I've had it. Where was I going with that? Yeah, if you don't come up with something that's like unique enough, then people will call you lazy. But if you come up with something that sounds too weird, then everybody is gonna say that it's contrived. Try to avoid absolute dates, make references to 3 years ago, Year of the Great Storm, or for Hammerite's fictional Saints Days, without ever any elaboration. Yeah, that makes sense. I think that's a pretty good way to go about it. I mean, a lot of the world building in the original games is fairly vague. I mean, we don't even know what the city's name is. Well, yes, it's the city, but presumably it has some name beyond that. I mean, everybody calls it the city, but... I feel like there's got to be some kind of, like, in-universe... It's the only one it doesn't need a name. Oh, I know, we don't have to know what the name is, but it seems like there would be one. Like, if you're... Oh. This is this place, huh? Interesting. Like, if you live in, I don't know, an area where there's only one large metropolitan center, then you'll probably just call it the city, because it's the only one that's there. So, I feel like that's probably the case.
Hello?
Don't think you
Show
can just
yourself.
vanish in the shadows again, tricksy boy. I
Wait,
see
hang
ya.
on. Okay, where is this? Where actually is this? Oh, this is just here. Its official name is the Big Smoke. Oh, why are we lagging? Why are we lagging? That freaks me out. That makes me think we're going to lose the stream again. Oop. Yeah, its official name is the Big Smoke, and its official food is hot dogs. Okay, there we go. Now I have an alternative exit if I don't want to take the sewers. I do need... all of the objectives, though, so, you know. That's something. What is that... Are we saying that that's... No, that's not the front gate. That's probably Corgan's Manor over there? Which I guess means I have to... Do I see a tower? Not really.
Someone behind me?
Ah, I see.
Is someone there?
Okay.
Darn, I paid for you.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Nice close attack.
This is a disaster
Ah,
for everyone involved.
nice low.
Most of all me. Connell, of course, always calls it the shitty. Okay, so this is a... Wait.
I'm tired of living in the shitty. I must move. Somewhere else. I must relocate and retire. This is becoming too much for an old man like me. I'm getting too old for this cliché line.
Don't worry, I'm like 80% sure there's no time in Broken Goddess so far where he says, I'm too old for this.
Who's there? Who said that?
Is that you? You're done.
Hello? Is someone there?
And I'm like 99% sure Random Taffer does not watch these streams, which means he's probably not going to add a line just out of spite.
My knees don't bend anymore. I'm getting too old for this shit. Can't mental like I used to.
Hey, what was that?
Nothing to be seen now. Show yourself.
Oh, is that the tower newly built?
That's the last time I jumped for rats.
Hey. What's up? Want to come a little bit closer? You do not,
Seems peaceful enough now.
but that's fine.
Thought I saw something.
This is going to be one tap too far, I think. Nope, I got really lucky. 2-minute warning on the ads. Unfortunately, this is going to be an extra, like, ad-heavy stream because I've had to restart it twice, so... Alas. Well, howdy. Where did you come from?
Oh, well.
And also, is there any loot up here? The problem with things like this is I always climb them expecting there to be loot, and yet, if there is loot, I'm disappointed because it's a silly, contrived spot to put loot. Is this made out of metal? But it's made of metal, but it looks like wood. Okay. Sure.
Thought I saw something.
Definitely not supposed to be up here. So... I guess that's the manor over there. I assume Corgan, or whatever his name is gonna have the key to what I actually need. I'll have the key that opens the evidence locker window. Junior Lieutenant Quince Yoland. Quince Yoland of Quince and the Boys.
What I see there?
Now, is this Quince, or is it one of the boys? That's the real question. I question I may not find an answer for. I mean, if there's a guy in here, then... Yep, nope, there isn't. So there's a non-zero chance that that was Quince. But it could have been one of the boys. And I think that's about all the answer that we're gonna get, so... tune in next time for more hard-hitting journalism. Such as this. I don't have a key to whatever that is. So that... Does this count as being part of the station still? I guess it must. And what's... Okay. Interesting.
Someone there? I don't have any money.
Well, I'll be the judge of that, ma'am. I see one money right there. You have one money. Okay.
Katrina. I expect Torvald to be back from his trip early this morning. I am up for a long night and will be probably asleep well into the afternoon. Thus, I will need you to convey this message to him the moment he returns. I would leave it in his chambers, but, as you know, Torvald is not an educated man and has no understanding of writing or letters. Therefore, I hope you shall be able to adequately convey my sentiments. The message is as follows. Torvald, I understand you concern about your new quarters. However, I have moved you into the manor primarily as a convenience to myself and not as a change of scenery for you. You must admit that your new lodging is much more comfortable than the basement of the precinct. I consider the matter closed and wish to hear no more about it. Secondly, I have entrusted you with tremendous responsibility. As the only person besides myself allowed into my tower, I have placed my trust in you. Yet you have betrayed this trust. I noticed that you left the key to the tower lockbox on the table in your room. Whether or not you have locked your door, this is not acceptable. This key should be kept on your person at all times. I have placed it behind the painting in the storage room upstairs for your retrieval, and if I catch you doing something so oafish again, I shall cut your imbecile head off, gouge out your eyes, and take carnal pleasures with the eye sockets. I trust I make myself clear.
Well, he's... Oh! Like, half the things in this room are anti-gravity. Nice. Yeah, I like how he's so concerned about security, and then he writes all this down and just leaves it out in the open. I guess theoretically it could be Katrina that's leaving it out in the open, but still, he wrote it down, so... Floating bed? Floating table? I think it is, slightly. Definitely floating tray. Something's up with the gravity in this house. This table isn't floating, but it's also made out of brushes, so... Welcome back to those of you troubled once again by the ads. We've learned that there's a key hidden behind a painting, and that Mr. Kurgan is not very nice, and that's about as far as it goes, really. This seems like an inconveniently large table. Like, can you imagine trying to reach for, like, the salt or something here? I mean, Garrett has spaghetti arms, so he doesn't really count. He's an outlier. Oh? This man has decided to sit. Can he also get up? He sure can. There he goes. Now, does he sit down again? Also, is this carpet? This is carpet. It kind of looks like wood. Enter front door key. Oh, okay. So my prediction was incorrect. This is not, in fact, where the dudes spill out onto the street after you raise the alarm. Unless it actually is, and...
Someone there?
okay, why would you... Fascinating architectural choices here. I don't necessarily just mean by the mission author, but like the in-universe architect. Also, holy shit, these stairs. I mean, you can still... You can still climb them without, like, mantling, but also... Can you... Can I force a mantle on one of these? These seem really steep, is all. Everybody in here's got to have, like, absolutely ripped legs. I like that. That looks really nice. I mean, the low-res texture is a bit, you know, low-res, but I like the sword on the wall thing as well. I like when missions do that. That is a real thing that you can see in a lot of European castles and the like. The artfully displayed armaments. Now, somewhere about is a painting, behind which is a key. A key marked tower. This just feels inconvenient to get around. Like, if you... I mean, that's probably the case for, like, most mansions, really, but it's like big, huge, giant hallways. As opposed to small, huge, giant hallways that, like, you gotta run a marathon just to use the washroom or whatever, except I guess you would have, like, a chamber pot or something, and you have servants to clean that sort of thing up for you, but even still, like, just to get up for work in the morning, you gotta, like, walk a city block to go anywhere of consequence. February, yada 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 yada. The old ledger trope. Would this be the fire gem that I'm supposed to be stealing, or... I mean, it's certainly a fire gem, and it makes noise. And it's in the bathtub for some reason. Oh, hello. Okay, I think this puts to rest the whole fictional calendar thing, because these are all dated March 3rd, March 10th, March 24th, April 3rd. So I guess let's start March 3rd.
Hail and well met, brethren. I trust thy studies at the towers go well. As you have instructed, I have come to Corgan as a fellow exile from the tower. He hath taken me in as a kindred spirit and given me lodging in his manor. I have not yet discovered whether or not your former pupil still seeks magical knowledge. I am sure in time, as he grows to trust me more, shall be learned. Until then, I remain thy faithful servant, Hazar al-Quidan.
Actually, I wish I had like a delay filter thing I could trigger so I could do the full mage voice accurately, but best I can do for booming voice is, Hail and well met, brethren. May the four elements guard thy steps. I have spent the past week attempting to gain the confidence of Corgan. I feel my progress hath been adequate, although he remains aloof. Perhaps it is in the nature of the man, and has naught to do with my presence. It seems that Corgan hath actually, wait. I do have like a glass with water in it here that is partly empty. I could see if I can like make that echo my voice a little bit. Almost, kind of, sort of. I think that just sounds worse, actually. Never mind, whatever. What if I like sit way back? Just like scream across the room. It seems that Corgan hath abandoned all his studies into the forbidden art. When I hath brought the matter up about the dinner table or in conversation, he hath always deflected me and claimed to have no interest in such matters. Yet come late evening, he does retire to the tower recently built behind his manor. He has denied all of my requests to see what be in it, and becomes agitated when the matter is discussed. I shall attempt to gain his friendship, and then perhaps admittance shall be granted to me. Your servant, Hazir al-Quidan. Actually, wait, there's one more thing I can try. 1 second, this is gonna require me to get up from my desk. I go in search of a bucket. Okay, this is either gonna sound like shit or it's gonna be really funny. Possibly both. Let's see. March 24th was this?
Hail and well met, brethren. I apologize for the lack of progress missives, but I hath been under much strain and hard pressed to compose a report to thee. I have matters for grave concerns about Corgan. I fear that he hath resumed his studies of fire magics in his tower. He hath manifested many of the traits of one who works with the witch flame. His temper is short, his humors have become erratic, and heat seems to radiate from the man. Today I watched him nearly strike one of his men for a simple mistake that deserves no such redress. As thou art well aware, such symptoms of elemental transference are common among untutored novices working extensively with their chosen element.
Why is he wiring over a bad telephone line? Yeah, I don't think that's working that well, to be honest. I have this weird little metal bucket that I have nearby that I don't really have a real purpose for, but it's one of those things that I don't even know where this came from, actually. But I've been keeping it around in case I find some purpose for it. I was thinking maybe this would finally be its time to shine, but it just kind of sounds like ass, so I think I'm gonna just put it away again. We'll pick up this readable in a second. I don't know if there's anything I can do other than to reverb my voice other than shout across the room. I believe that Corgan doth continue the actions which caused him discharge from the Brotherhood, summoning dangerous flame spirits, communicated with elder salamanders, and attempting to enter the plane of fire. This is a cause for grave concern, as such actions could cause a catastrophic release of magical energies and inflict grave harm upon this city.
I hath gathered some evidence. Now I shall endeavor to gather more. I shall gain entry into the tower and confirm that Corgan hath continued his ways. If the preponderance of the evidence doth support my suspicions, I shall return to thee to discuss the course of action that must be taken. I remain your loyal servant, Hazir al-Quidan. Hail and well met, brethren! I shall make this brief. Corgan does indeed continue his studies. His tower is but a smaller version of our keep, built to keep the elements both balanced and in check while he performs his experiments. As thou knowest, an ambulance of any of the four could easily tear this tower, and indeed his very being apart. As any novice could tell thee, that is why our keeps are always built with the four towers in the corner, to maintain an elemental balance. And also, the platforming that we have to do to get to work every day is pretty neat and fun, and keeps us all in shape. Corgan hath replicated our designs, but rather than horizontally, he hath done it in the vertical, with each layer channeling a particular elemental force. I believe his chamber of magic be on the upper levels, although I was not able to ascertain this with my spying. Unfortunately, the configuration of his tower has not spared Corgan from the ravages of elemental transference. His rage is now a terrible thing to behold, and his appetites for consumables, women and food, it would appear.
Damn, we're just classing women as consumables now, huh? Yikes.
Have grown greatly. His physical strength hath also increased. I saw him best 3 men in a play of the sword, wielding his weapon as though it were a child's toy. In a way, okay, hang on. All right. Sidebar. As somebody who has done like actual fencing in real life for a long time, I've been on hiatus for a while because the local group that meets in my area does not meet at times that I'm available anymore, which is tragic. But anyway, so I know sport fencing is different than historical fencing, but a lot of the principles are the same. And I spend most of my time with the épée, which is the heaviest of the 3 fencing weapons in modern fencing. And the heaviest weapon is really not heavy at all. Even great swords are not actually that heavy for the most part, because speed is... when you lose at fencing, do you say curses foiled again? At times. Yeah, I've done that at least a few times, I think. But yeah, even like you want to make a sword light so that it's fast, because if you're fast, you kill the other guy faster, and are able to avoid getting killed yourself. So the whole, like, swords being this, like, big, giant, heavy thing that takes, like, 15 seconds to swing every time, is definitely a Hollywood myth, and also a, like, gaming myth. And also, fantasy authors have just perpetuated this forever in literature as well. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So, yeah. Anyway, that's my sword tirade for the day. Anyway, sorry, I gotta get into mage position here. In a way, I admire his brilliance and tenacity. A tower of the 4 elements is a monumental undertaking, yet your former student hath built one, almost right under our very nose, and is using methods of devious cunning. I almost feel sorry that we must destroy such a sharp and prosperous mind. Nevertheless, he must be stopped by our brotherhood. I shall return to thee in a fortnight, after I make suitable arrangements for my departure, so that Corgan does not grow suspicious to a sudden absence. I remain thy humble servant, Hazir al-Quidan! Okay, anyway. That's... oh, shit, I accidentally turned up the DPI on my mouse.
I nearly killed us all with motion sickness. Anyway. That was the silliest thing I've done on stream in a long time. Let's just destroy this man's books to make sure there's nothing up here. Which there is in fact not. I'm sure he won't mind that there's an arrow shot through one of his books. Or I could just warp reality such that that never happened. Now, is this gonna be like a... Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Whee! Oh, okay. Alright, you really do have to be in this specific position. There we go. I guess I just have to do this every time. Uh-oh. Okay. That was not good. How did he get this built, one wonders? Like, what did he tell the builders that were putting this together? Like, oh, don't worry. You guys can just, like, use your ladders to get up here. I won't be needing those. Oh, and don't bother building stairs. Don't worry, that's not in the plans for a reason. This is an avant-garde architectural project. I'd like to make a commentary on the use of stairs in modern culture, because someday I believe they'll be obsolete and we'll never need them because they're so inefficient. I will devise a new method with which to ascend. Also, how... I guess he just magicked this up here, because that would be a task and a half to move, I imagine. What do we got here? Current combination. No idea what that means. Oop. Okay. But what if? What if I were not dead, though? Oh, this isn't even real.
You're getting lucky, lad. Guards! Guards!
He sounds very French.
I'll see you dead.
I don't know about that one, Chief. I don't know that you will see me dead. Okay. Is he in fact KO'able? Yep. Well, that solves the entire problem. Okay. Now, what does this actually say? And it was at that moment I knew that there was a hole in this city. A hole that needed to be filled by the forces of law and order. Those fools at the tower rejected me and laughed at my ideas. They preferred to spend more time amongst their dusty books. I am not one of them. I am a man of action. I could not stand their petty elitism. In their native lands, the hand was powerful and respected. In these times and in this place, they were nothing but secretive hermits. They expected me to bow and kowtow because they had accepted me into their ranks, but I refused, and thus I was cast out. They thought they had exiled me from the tower, but in reality they had given me my freedom, and so I returned to my native city to fight the corruption here. I had a few friends. Ramirez was one. I had served him well in the past, and he allowed me to adjudicate over his wards. One of his wards. It was a petty, squalid district that needed structure. I gave it to them.
And so it went. I did Ramirez's bidding, but I didn't want to be a lackey forever. Eventually, I had enough wealth, liberated from the scum that I watched over, to break free of Ramirez and his petty aspirations and become my own man. Of course, I can never be a warden. I don't have the breeding for it. Pah! I am my own warden. I have the manpower of almost any warden. I have the title and the respect of my men. It's creating quite a stir, and for that I am glad. The corrupt power structure of this place could use a little undermining. I have assigned a man of mine, Gordon Truart, brother of Gorman Truart, I guess, to expand the watch into other districts. He is an aggressive little snake, and I have no doubt he will meet with great success. Ha! As for myself, I have returned to studying the elemental magics. The hand will be most surprised. Although it has taken a great deal of my wealth, I have constructed a tower to further my studies, and have begun importing many rare curios to help me in my task. Very soon now I shall show both the uppity wardens and the snide hand what a man can do with a little hard work and ingenuity. The summoning of a fire elemental must be done with extreme care. For the untrained or foolish, death can result. Force of will and the proper preparation is needed to bind an elemental to one's bidding. To conjure up an elemental, you must create a portal to the plane of fire. The plane of fire! This requires a large fire crystal, no smaller than the size of one's fist. The larger the crystal, the easier it shall be to establish a portal. A flaming censer with various combustibles will also serve to attract a more powerful elemental once the portal has been opened. Next, the proper rituals must be performed. These rituals will control the fire elemental once it has been summoned. These rituals are detailed in Bigby's Tome of the Plains, and will not be rewritten here. Lastly, there is only the final act of visualizing the elemental itself. If all of the above elements are in place, then the mage only need think of a fire elemental, and it should appear. Beware, for these beasts are an elemental force, capricious in the extreme and very lethal if left unchecked. Luck be with you in your studies. Gordon Druid, the hero of Dark Project, Light Project Consequences. Yeah, he doesn't say much, I imagine. But is known for ruining his coworkers' lunch. Of course, they won't have invented microwaves. Just yet. But, well, maybe the mechanists will. There we go. 1152. What? The hell does that mean? 1152 23 23 1 6 2. Okay. 1 1. 5 2. Definitely that's 1 1. How am I supposed to be reading this, though? 5 2. 232 231 62. Are we like 1 2 3 4 5 and then like no, that can't be it. Does this do anything if I just press random buttons? No. Okay, that's kind of good because I was hoping I wasn't gonna get like blasted by a fireball or something for putting the wrong combination in. Okay, so the hell happened there? 1 1 1 is that for sure.
like, I note that we've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, and there's only 1 and 2 listed here. I don't know what 5 is supposed to mean, though. Is it like 1, 2, 3, 2, 3? No. What does this mean? This might be another I'm stuck here for an hour type puzzle. This has got to refer to this. Okay. Well, what? Never mind, actually. I thought there was one more level for some reason. Okay, so this really is it. I've literally got... I have none of the objectives. I'm not even close to any of them. Okay, where... It was the last one, was it? Nope. Yes. I just didn't scroll to it correctly. 1152... What does that mean? Other than this is 1-1. This is definitely 1-1. 5-2. Do we mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? And then, like... Yeah. No. I mean, we've read that there's supposed to be balance in the elements. And... what's the 23rd letter of the alphabet? Oh, yeah, that might be it, actually. So is it like A, B, C, D, E... Oh. Yeah. Is that water? Is that what it is? It is. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Thank you. You are smarter than me. It seems. So it's Earth, and then that's... Wait, no. Never mind. That's air, then Earth, and then it's water, water, fire. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and then you... Yeah. Thank you. Guess you spoiled this puzzle for yourself when you play this, yeah. That's the sacrifice you have to make. Helping a guy out. So that's most of the loot. This man does not have the key that I need, though. Which is unfortunate. I'm going to use him to take the shortcut down, because his methods of transportation irritate me. Well then. Oh, there's still a guy walking about. He probably, you know, I probably alerted that guy, because I don't think... Oh no, I did hide the bodies, okay. I thought I didn't hide the bodies. And that could have been unfortunate. So where the hell are any of the keys? Is the problem I now am faced with. Because there's at least one... Yeah, this... Actually, hang on. Hang on a second. I completely missed Senior Lieutenant Martin O'Shea, who may or may not have one of the keys. Well, he does have the loot goal, so he's alright in my books. Is there another? Yeah, there is another one. Lieutenant Arcturus Maximo. Has he got a key? No, he does not.
Hey!
Yeah. I kind of deserved that. Oh my god, it's all the way back here. I kind of deserve that too. It's fine, watch me muff the body surf. Never mind. I didn't. It's all good. I don't suppose... Yeah, no, probably. I didn't think so, but it was worth a shot. Now, I suppose the question is, do I take the extra time, which is gonna be a lot of time, to download all 3 of the VODs from this singular stream, splice them together for the YouTube VOD, and do it that way? Or do I be extremely lazy and directly upload them to YouTube? Probably I should... Morgue key. Aha! This is good. So probably this is going to be the morgue over here then, huh? Yep. Here's the coroner. And... this would be... yeah, this is Rupert's corpse. Who's this? That's just a corpse. They brought Brother Martello and or Brother Renault all the way over here. Okay, the hitbox on that thing is way too big. I'll just leave him out there for now. So all I need then is Rupert's diary. And I know where it is. It's just I can't get to it. Which is a real shame. It's definitely in here. Is this, like, actually pickable and I just didn't try? No. No, it is not. Okay, who's got the key to this thing? Or... perhaps I need not be constrained by such things. What? Or that's literally what you're supposed to do. Okay, then. Not what I was expecting. This book contains nothing interesting. This book contains nothing interesting. That book contains nothing interesting. What a skeptic you are, Garrett. And a cynic. How do you know that there's nothing interesting in there? Have you no thirst for knowledge? To be fair, he probably has no thirst for knowledge inside a police precinct at this particular period in history. But at the same time, later on, he will go on to read a shit ton of notes and books and things in a much better secured precinct. So there you go. There it is. Business at midnight. Full loot, mind you. Mission complete. Hey, Marmbo. Good to see you. I think... Actually, hang on. I was gonna say I think that's gonna be where I'll end it, but... The next thing is... Is it a... maybe not. Maybe we pick that up next time. Next thing up is The Great Tree by Comag, but... and I was thinking it was maybe going to be a short mission, but... I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be the case. The Spider Caves was kind of short, but also kind of really annoying to navigate, so based on that, I don't know how I feel about doing the Great Tree tonight. 100% loot, 100% pockets picked, 100% pickles picked. But I'm Garrett, not Peter Piper. I don't pick any packs of pickled peppers. But, yeah, anyway, we've got The Great Tree, then Trap, which is a demo, which shows a magical trap, apparently. Then Hush Hush Sweet Harlot, which is actually from 2000, but because of FM loader shenanigans, is showing up in 2001 for some reason. Who knows why, but anyway. That's the next major mission. 'Cause I think the Great Tree is short, allegedly, maybe. And then we'll be hitting Amida by JIS. So that's where my sanity is going to collapse, I think. But we will see. I don't remember Amida like at all, so it's gonna be an interesting experience. But anyway, that'll be a next time. So I should be back probably next Thursday around 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. MST. We'll see how well I am able to keep that promise, but I should be around sometime on Thursday. So, yeah, resuming business as usual. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks to those who put up with the technical shenanigans this stream. I still have no idea what caused that. But oh well, I guess. And yeah, I will catch you all next time. Thanks again, and oh, Marmo's on a 3-stream streak. Nice. Thanks, Marmo. All right. Well, I will have to catch you all next time because it is time for me to go... Well, maybe not quite time to go to bed, but certainly time for me to figure out what the hell I'm doing about 3 VODs for a single stream. So, anyway, hope you all have a good night, or morning, or day, whatever, wherever you are. And, yeah, I'll catch you next time. Bye!